Hey everyone, welcome back. Ever notice how your streaming app or social media feed seems to only show you stuff you already like? Like, are you stuck in a filter bubble? You know, that echo chamber where you're never exposed to anything new. Well, researchers are working on fixing that. And today, we're diving into a cool new approach to make recommendation systems fairer and more diverse. Let's start with the basics. Recommender systems are the hidden engines behind your favorite apps. Netflix suggesting shows, TikTok feeding you videos, even news apps deciding what headlines you see. These systems work in two steps. First, they predict what you might like based on your past behavior. Then they rank and show you the top picks. But here's the catch. If they're too good at personalization, they start showing you only what you already like. Over time, this creates a narrow echo chamber, what researchers call a filter bubble. From a user's perspective, this feels like manipulation. You're stuck in a loop of similar content. For creators, it's a hurdle. Only the most popular stuff gets seen, leaving fresh or niche content in the shadows. And for society, when everyone's stuck in their own bubble, it can polarize opinions, spread misinformation, and even influence elections. So how do we fix this? The key is diversity. But measuring it isn't straightforward. Traditional metrics like accuracy or click-through rates don't account for whether a recommendation list is varied. That's where a new approach comes in, a metric called nILLD, short for normalized Intra-List Latent Distance. Let's unpack that. Imagine your recommended content as a list of items. nILLD measures how different those items are from each other. If they're all super similar, the score is low. If they're spread out across different topics or styles, the score is high. But here's the twist. Instead of using raw data, nILLD looks at latent features, hidden patterns the algorithm learns during training. Think of it like a map of content themes, where each item is a point in a multidimensional space. The farther apart the points, the more diverse the recommendations. But diversity alone isn't enough. The system still needs to be relevant. That's where a clever post-processing step comes in. After the algorithm generates its top picks, this step tweaks the list to ensure it meets a minimum diversity threshold, without sacrificing quality. It's like a referee checking if the game is fair, making sure no one's stuck in a bubble while still keeping the match exciting. Here's where it gets really interesting. The team behind this isn't just stopping at theory. They're testing it with real data, like MovieLens or Netflix datasets, to see how it balances diversity, relevance, and user satisfaction. They're also looking at systems that create filter bubbles, to understand what happens when diversity is missing. So what's next? They want to fine-tune the diversity threshold, that alpha value so it's just right, not too strict, not too lax. And they're working on making the algorithm faster, so it can scale to millions of users without slowing things down. At its core, this research isn't just about better recommendations. It's about building a web where everyone gets a richer, more balanced experience, where you're not just fed the same old stuff, but challenged to discover new things. And that's a future worth working toward. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, hit subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments. What's one thing you'd want a recommender system to prioritize? Let's chat.